So you've started a business and now you feel stuck because you haven't figured out how to make those big bucks. I know they told you get 2 or 3 and you'll be free. Well, if that was true, Stevie Wonder can see. So now you're mad and you're angry too because you can't figure out what to do. Well, I want you to grab a pen, a cup of coffee, and call a friend because the Coffee Before Show is here to help you win. Hello, and welcome to the Coffee Before Show. The Coffee Before Show is a show that is dedicated to helping entrepreneurs take their business to the next level. Whether it is a small business or a home based business, we are here to help you take your business to the next level. Each week here on the Coffee Before Show, we will be featuring different entrepreneurs who will come to you, who will share with us their product, their service. They'll tell us a little bit about themselves, their journey, and hopefully leave you with some tips. Today on the Coffee Before Show, we're going to be featuring a fashion designer. Well, maybe you can call her an artist slash fashion designer. She has created a very unique look, and I'm standing here next to one of her um, pieces of art. But before we bring her on, we will be watching a video by a young girl named Faith. Faith, I brought to you a couple of weeks ago, who injured her knee. And when she went to the doctor, they discovered that Faith had bone cancer. And so we're featuring this video because Faith need our help. Even though the Coffee Before Show is a show that is dedicated to helping entrepreneurs, but we are also dedicated to helping those in need of help to have a voice so that they can be heard. So before we bring our guest on, Miss Angel Johnson, the creator of Angels Designs, we're going to watch this quick little video about faith. Thank you. Welcome back to the show, everyone. And here in the studio with us right now is Miss Angel Johnson, the creator of Fashions or Butterflies.
Angel Butterfly
Angel
is my
Butterfly.
artist name, yeah.
Oh, okay. When most people think of an artist, they tend to think of someone who
Paints.
who paints
Mhm.
and draws. But I think you do a little bit more than that.
Yes.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Angel's face might look familiar to you, and that's because she was here on the show a few weeks ago. What, about 2, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And I brought Miss Angel back because I learned something about her. I learned now when Miss Angel first came to the show, she came featuring some flavored ice,
Tropical ice.
tropical ice,
Mhm.
and it's a healthy treat for the children. And because we were talking about nutrition and being healthy and a health fair that's coming up, we wanted to feature you as one of the vendors that might be at that event. But when I brought you on the show, met you and your husband, he told me something pretty interesting about you,
Yes.
that you do art.
Mhm.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, now I want you to first understand that we are live. And sometimes when you're live, things don't always go the way you plan for it to go. So we're gonna do our best. Because we want to feature some of her work. I want you to take a look at some of Miss Angel's butterflies. And because there are a lot of shows that have been created to help different artists and fashion designers to kind of get their name out there or get their skills known to the public. Shows such as Project Runway.
Yes.
And every now and then I watch that. I think it's pretty interesting, some of the creations that people come up with.
Yeah, that's true.
So let me ask you this. When did you learn that you had this art?
I've been doing creative things since I was really a baby, ever since I could hold a crayon.
Really?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. That's kind of young.
Yeah.
So was it art
Um,
or was it, oh, my baby's doing art?
no, it was better than most kids that age. So it was pretty decent.
So your mother noticed that you were a little bit different, or was it a teacher that noticed it?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother?
Yeah, I was a pretty busy kid. So she did a lot of things to figure out how to keep me busy. So I went from dancing to ceramics to art classes, things like that.
Oh, okay. Now, we're sitting here with hats on, in case you haven't noticed. We are wearing some of Miss Angel's fashions, some of her creations. But we're going to talk about these hats in just a moment.
Okay.
But when I saw some of your work, I saw some of your artwork, I was pretty amused by it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, you not only can draw or sketch or paint, but you also do fashions.
Yes.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick look at some of your artwork, your drawings, and then I want you to describe to the audience what it is that we are going to be looking at. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at this first one.
This is actually an oil painting. It's called Flower Vase. I actually did this one for an art show that I was participating in. And it's basically, you can see a woman's figure as a vase, and then there's a flower that's coming out of it. And so that's...
So what inspired you to do this?
The colors. I love working with blues and whites. I love bright colors when I do paintings. And I love the female form.
Okay.
So
I think a lot of men do too.
Yeah. We're very simple. Our forms are very simple, but it's really complex once you get into it. So you'll see a lot of female forms kind of going throughout some of my paintings.
Okay. So let's take a look at your next picture. It's called.
This one is Trip with Me. It's also oil. All of my paintings are pretty much oil-based paints. This one, the size of it is about 10 by 10. It's pretty small. And it's really kind of playing on trips, you know, and with acid trips and things like that. So it's like a visual to mess with your eyes a little bit.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. And I noticed also you have the blue in there again.
Yes.
Okay.
This was for the same art show.
Okay. So you some of your artwork is on display?
It has been on display.
Okay.
I used to do a lot of art shows around in the area. This particular show was Gala Karina. It's basically where artists get together. They organize a show and they just bring in tons of artists. There were over 100 artists that were participating in the show.
Wow, wow. So have you ever competed in any type of art competitions, art shows or anything? And
no. Oh, well, when I was little, I don't know if people remember, it's maybe telling my age, but in a lot of magazines, they had these little turtles or butterflies or things like that, and it would say, draw me, and you would send it in to the company to show if you could draw it or not. And I used to do little competitions like that.
Okay, you ever won?
No, you really didn't win. I've had a few people come to the house to speak to my grandparents to see if I wanted to enroll in art schools and things like that.
Oh, that's interesting. That's pretty interesting. That's good. Okay, so the next piece of art that we're going to look at is oh, that's interesting there.
That piece is called I See You. Again, that was for the same Gala Karina show. That painting actually was sold at the show. And that was just fun. I love the bright colors. When you zoom into the middle of the painting, it's an eye that's looking at you.
You can see it.
Yeah.
So are your paintings, you know, like if somebody wanted to get that painting, could they get that one, or are they just one of a kind?
They're one of a kind. I don't do duplicates.
You don't do? Oh, really?
No.
So it's like originals.
Yes.
Just so no one.
Prints, no nothing.
Okay, so if I had that, I wouldn't have to worry about seeing that and someone.
No. And that one's sold. So.
That's so. How much did that piece go for?
That one was $75.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, that wasn't bad.
That really isn't.
Compared to a lot of other pieces of artwork you might see. Yeah. I try and make them affordable for people, just because, you know, a lot of people will say, oh, I don't buy art because it's expensive, you know, so they'll just buy the print or something like that from Walmart. I like to make my art affordable. So if you say, I have $20 to spend on a painting, that's no problem. I'll create you a painting for $20.
That is really, really interesting because I love art and I love colors. But when I go and I shop and I look, I just really don't see what I like that I can afford. I see stuff that I like, but the price is just too far out there for me. Okay, here's another photo.
Which I didn't see it, sorry.
Okay, there it is.
That one, that's Remember Me. It's the same size. This is 10 by 10 as well. There's a lot of things going on in that painting, and I like to work with dream symbolism, which is basically like the old wives' tale. I had a dream about fish, so that meant that someone close to you is pregnant. So I use a lot of that in my painting. So that's a lot of what's going on in the painting, and all of the things that are in there are dream symbolisms of things about myself and my childhood.
Yeah, and I notice it's very colorful again.
Yes.
Lots of bright colors. Do you have a lot of parents who come to you to get your art to decorate their children's room with it?
No, I've done a lot of murals. There's actually a mural at the Boys and Girls Club in West Tampa that I helped create with a lot of volunteers. I did the design and got all of the paints and the layout together, and brought in volunteers to help paint it because it was pretty big.
Oh, okay. And this is at the Boys and Girls Club in West Tampa?
Okay, I'm gonna have to go and check that out.
Mhm.
Okay, is your name on that painting?
No, no,
Okay.
because it wasn't done, specifically by me, so I don't sign things that.
Okay, but you are the designer of it.
Yes.
That is absolutely awesome.
Thank you.
So you mean to tell me you are a future star?
I hope so. That would be very nice.
And I find it to be most amazing because when I met you, you didn't even want to talk about your art. You were we were talking about your tropical ice cups, not your art. And your husband was the one that insisted that you talk about your art.
Yeah.
Now, I see another piece of your art.
This one is called Dreamer's Eyes,
Mm-hmm.
And that's came from a dream that I had one night.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically a vine with a set of eyes kind of moving around in the dream, and it peeked out through a keyhole. And so that kind of looks like a keyhole in a vine with the eyes kind of coming out at you.
Okay, so what was the dream? Do you remember the dream?
No, that's really the only part of the dream that I remember.
Oh, okay. Okay, so these eyes, and they look like they're going through you.
Mm-hmm.
They look very intense.
Yes.
So it must have been a very intense dream that you were having. Do you remember if the dream was scary or?
No, it was really euphoric and very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a peaceful kind of dream.
Yeah, because I noticed behind it you have some blue.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the color blue is very calming and because it looks like it's water behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love to go and look at water. And even though the eyes seem to be looking right at me, when you look past the eyes, you see the blue. So it's like it's calming.
It's calm.
So that's a pretty interesting piece of art.
Thank you.
Have you sold that or do you still have it?
No, that's in my own private collection.
Yes, your private collection.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Now, my thing is, okay, here's another piece.
That one is Inside Angel. That's probably that's the first large pieces of artwork I've done.
Mm-hmm.
That's about 30 by 40 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And that painting, again, it's with dream symbolism. So everything in the painting means something that describes myself.
Mm-hmm. Such as what?
For instance, the butterfly that's on her shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
The butterfly represents freedom and transformation. And at the time that I did this painting, I was kind of transforming. I quit my job to pursue being an artist.
Mm-hmm.
That was when I found out I don't want to be an artist to support myself because it's stressful to do that and still create for myself. So the dolphin that's in the back, it represents peace. The blue, the water, represents calmness.
What's that in her hair?
She's actually wearing a mask.
Oh,
so you'll see her shoulders and her chin, and then the mask that's kind of over her face.
Oh, okay.
And the mask is representative like a disguise, secrecy, things like that.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Now, yesterday, here at the Talkwaz Studios, we had a big event that was going on.
Yes.
And you came, you and your husband were here.
Yes.
And I so desperately wish that you had brought some of your artwork with you to put it on display so that the people could have seen some of your artwork.
It's a lot to travel with. I have probably over 60 to 80 paintings at my house.
Wow.
In my studio, yeah.
And so you are a millionaire.
Well, whoever
inherits
inherits it. Usually, this is what I tell people a lot of times. Artists make money after they're gone.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's when the money flows in because you can't buy anymore. There's no more that's going to be created. So that's when the price goes up.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully your art will start selling before you leave us because that's your artwork is very interesting.
Thank you.
It's very colorful. It's colorful, calming, playful, all at the same time.
Yes.
And I think it's pretty interesting.
Thank you.
here at the Talk Watch Studio yesterday, we had lots of things going on because it was the grand opening for the Talk Watch Studio.
A lot of good entertainment.
Yes, it was a lot of good entertainment. And yesterday there was several bands that were here, and one of the bands that was featured last night had on something that I thought was pretty interesting. And when I looked at some of your fashions, and I saw the band last night, they made me think about some of your fashions, and I thought that
is that
your
Guar?
fashions.
I think it is. I think it was a band, Guar.
I'm not sure of the name of the band. I'm gonna find out the name of the band so we can, tell it to the audience when we come back. But their techniques, their fashion, their everything remind me of you. And because I don't want to show the fashions yet, because I want us to take a quick break. We're gonna take a quick break before we show the fashions.
Okay.
And when we come back, we're gonna show some of your fashion designs, and of course we are playing the hats right now.
Yes.
We are modeling some of our hats, but we're gonna talk about some of that in about 1 minute. We're gonna take a break and we're gonna come back.
Okay.
And we're gonna take a look at some of your fashion. So we're gonna do take a couple of commercial breaks and talk to you when we come back from our break. Okay?
Sounds good.
Please stay tuned. Don't turn. Go get a friend. Grab a pen. If you, your church, your school, or organization need to raise funds, let the Coffee Before fundraising money machine help you. We will bring the machine out to you at absolutely no cost. Shoot us an email at coffeebeforefun@gmail.com. That's coffee, COFFEE, the letter B, the number 4, fun, FUN, @gmail.com. That's coffeebeforefun@gmail.com.
Do you or anyone you know drink coffee or tea at least on occasion? Are you concerned about your overall health and wellness? Do you need your coffee before you start your day? And when was the last time your favorite brand paid you to drink their products? Now you can have both. A healthier cup of gourmet coffee in a convenient sachet. Put it in your pocket or purse. Don't leave home without it. All you need is hot water. For more information, email us at completeessence@gmail.com. That's completeessence@gmail.com. Bye for now. And now back to the Coffee Before show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. Now, we said before we left that when we came back, we were going to talk about some of her fashions. And as you can see, we have on some of her fashions right now, her hats, some of her creations. And we're going to talk a little bit about what you're looking at here on the table, because she does fashions as well. Now, I'm going to let Miss Angel describe to you what you are looking at. Okay, Miss Angel?
Okay.
You got it? All right.
I think I can do
Do
that.
your thing, girl.
Well, the hats we have here on the top, these are all fedoras. I've been working mainly with fedoras just because it's a lot of real estate. So this one was actually made for one of the fashion shows that I did, and it has butterflies all over. And you'll also see crystals that'll go around the hat. And on this side, you have a flower design. And it's basically a deconstructed silk flower. And of course, the feather that comes out the side of it.
Okay, I wonder if we can get a little zoom in on some of these creations. Okay. And our next creation?
And this one is, again, it's a fedora. This is a male fedora, or a female can wear it, because sometimes I do wear it to work. This has a skull on the side to make it a little more masculine.
Mm-hmm.
And then on this side, that's where you get a little funky, because it has all your feathers on there. And then they come out the back as well.
Okay. All right. Now, we have, are we missing a hat? Okay, now, describe the hat that I have.
Oh,
on.
and there's one in the front.
Okay.
Sorry. This one I made for a fashion show as well.
Mm-hmm.
It looks kind of like a plain hat when you look at it from this side.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you turn around, you have all of the black feathers. You'll see the glitter and stuff that's on it, as well as butterflies that are all over the hat. And you have, of course, your feather that comes out the side.
Now, butterflies, I love butterflies. So
Butterflies are my favorite.
Butterflies are my favorite also because, to me, it signifies freedom, just like you said. To me, when I think about butterflies, I think about I look at the fact that everywhere they go, they are very enlightening. They make people happy when they see them. The butterflies like freedom. You cannot make a butterfly into a pet.
No.
Everywhere it goes, it spreads joy. You know, whenever it's seen fluttering about, it's like a carefree spirit to me. So whenever I see butterflies, it just really make me feel good. And to see, I have butterflies on my walls.
Really? When I lived by myself, I had a room that I used as a studio, and I had a lot of butterfly murals on the wall.
Yeah. Well, I don't have real butterflies, in case you're wondering. I have, like little butterflies like that. I've also done Christmas trees where my decorations are butterflies. I absolutely love butterflies. So.
I would love to do that. If my husband would let me have butterflies all over the Christmas tree, I definitely would do that.
See, I don't have a husband, so I don't have anyone to tell me I can't. Oops, looked like we were experiencing a little bit technical difficulties there. Just it's ironic that I said earlier in the show that when you're doing a show live, there's no telling what might happen.
What can happen?
It might not turn out the way you planned it.
It's true.
But that's okay. That's life. That's just the way life is. And
you keep moving.
Yeah, you keep it moving. And it's not about what happens in life. It's about how you bounce back from it.
Yes.
So what we're going to do, we're going to keep rolling. We're going to keep the show moving, okay? Now, we were talking about some of your fashions, and we were talking about the fact that here at the Talk Watch Studios grand opening last night, there was a band that was here. And when I saw some of your fashions, I looked at the band, I thought about your designs. The name of the band is Digitus
Christ
Super Drum. Digitus Christ Super Drum. How do you know? Were you here?
We did check out some of the artists, looking up their information and seeing what kind of music they do.
And when they were doing their thing, I was like, wow, if the two of you guys could just hook up. I thought that they would be interested in taking a look at some of your creations and some of your art. And I think it's really, really neat, the art that you have created. Now I know you do art. We've seen some of your art, your drawings, but I want to show some of your headpieces. Now, we are going to take a look at some of your headpieces. We just saw something that popped up outside of doing heads. Now, tell me, what is that we're looking at?
I participated in a masquerade ball art show, fashion show, and I made a lot of masquerade masks. And so this is Warrior Queen, and that's one of the masks that I made. I don't know if you can tell by the pictures, but it's what people will call a candy paint, or it kind of flip-flops the colors, so it looks purple from some views. It looks kind of like a greenish haze from other views. It looks silver, depending on how you look at it.
And that's called candy paint?
All of these masks, honestly, they were all painted using enamel, so nail polish.
Really? That's really interesting. Now, one thing I noticed is on this piece of artwork here, the Warrior Queen, I noticed we have some shoes right here in the studio.
Yes.
That matches what we're looking at.
Yes.
So what I want the audience to do is to be able to see these shoes that you have. If we can, let's take a look at the shoes that you have. I think they're pretty interesting.
These I made to go with, I actually wore the mask and these shoes at that particular art show. And as you can see, it has the same paint as the mask. So it kind of flip-flops around. So it looks kind of purple on some views, green on some views. And you'll see there's glass beads, the same that are on the mask, and they go all around the shoe.
Very interesting. So,
these are actually one of my favorite pair.
Okay.
I don't get to wear them often because my feet apparently have shrunk, so I can no longer wear them. But
I guess that's a good thing because most people's feet are growing.
Yeah, no.
When you start gaining weight, your feet grows.
Yeah, no.
So
because I have a lot of shoes, so that means I have to buy more.
Okay, well that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We're gonna take a look at another piece of your art.
This was made for the same show. It's called Sun God, and that, again, I made with nail polish, enamel. There are glass beads that go around the top of it, and the feathers.
And do you sell this?
I can. I will sell anything you see or have an idea for, and you want it, call me, let's talk, and I'll make it for you.
Okay. So you can do more than one of these, or are these originals?
These are all originals.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no two people will have the same mask?
No.
Okay.
No.
So let's take a look at another piece of your work.
These are a pair of shoes. They're actually the same exact shoe that went with the Warrior Queen. They're just decorated different. They have a mixture of paint on them to where it's like a sparkly kind of paint. And you have the crystals that come up the side, and flowers that are on the heel of the shoe.
So can you create any kind of design on any kind of shoe? Because I noticed these shoes have in common, or they all have that wooden bottom to them.
Yes. The more real estate, as I call it, or more space on the shoe that gives me room to put things on and decorate, the better. So I like using wedges because they have a lot of room on them to get a lot of decoration on it.
Okay. So what we're going to do, we have a caller. We have someone that's called in. Okay. Caller, go ahead.
Yes, I just tuned into the show, and I was wondering what influence does she have for the colors that she uses, or the type of creation she comes up with?
What influences you to come up with these different type of creations?
For the fashion or?
For the mask. Are you inquiring about the mask, caller?
Well, I was interested in the mask.
The mask, these are actually, it was my first time creating a mask, really, aside from what you do in like kindergarten kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it specifically because I wanted to do this masquerade ball art fashion show. And honestly, I came up with a lot of ideas. A lot of people that know me know I have creative fingernail polishes and things like that. So I kind of played around with the idea to see what I could do with the mask and what I couldn't do. And really just life in general, I guess, kind of motivates me to come up with some of the creations. The Warrior, I love purple.
Mm-hmm.
So that nail polish I'd already had. And so I bought a lot of bottles of it and kind of played with it to see if it would work. And it turned out absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So then I came up with, ooh, let me do shoes, because you got to have a whole outfit.
Mm-hmm.
So then I decided to go and try the shoes as well.
So you can create a mask to match a pair of shoes or a pair of shoes to match a mask.
Yes.
So people can have the whole answer. So you ever thought about doing anything for like Mardi Gras?
Mm-hmm.
The Gasparilla parades here?
Yes.
Do you okay, this piece here that we're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So the shoes that we just saw, do they match this piece that
yes,
we're looking at?
Yes, they do. Yes. And well, I'll say now I'm very upset with myself because I did make all of these things for an art show. So it was my intention to make it so someone could wear them and buy them. So I did not purchase the shoes in my size. I purchased them in an average woman's size because I have very big feet. I don't know if you could notice by the the black shoes. They're very large. So I wanted to get a smaller size. And so I think those are a size 7.5 or a size 8.
Okay.
And I'm kind of kicking myself now because I can't wear them and I absolutely love them.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, those shoes match that particular mask.
It's really nice. Okay, here's another piece.
This one is Moon Man. I wanted to do a mask that was a more male, more
that's
masculine.
Bad. That's bad right there. That is bad.
That's one of my favorite pieces because it has black on one side and then it's blue on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
It has glass beads that's incorporated on both sides to match.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moon as well that you can see on the mask.
Okay.
So the Moon Man and the Sun God, they kind of go together, like yin and yang, male and female.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it because, like I look at the Mardi Gras mask and I think that they're really nice. And when I saw that you had done some stuff with them, I'm like, wow, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've never known anyone who did anything like that.
Really?
And so I began to imagine seeing myself in one of them.
I will say, I used my face as because you have to use, find a form.
Mm-hmm.
And I used my own face for the form. It gets extremely messy, but as you can see, the outcome is absolutely gorgeous. It took me a while to make those.
About how long does it take for you to make one of those?
For one mask, it took me, just with all the drawing time and getting the forms and stuff together, probably about 3 weeks.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of work. About how much would one of those masks go for?
It depends on what's actually on the mask. The blue one, it's actually shaped like a butterfly. So the mask itself is shaped like a butterfly on both sides. That one would be about $70 to $80.
Mm-hmm.
The smaller one, like the Sun God, would be less expensive. So that would be maybe $40, $50.
Wow. Okay, so now I do know that we have an event that's coming up August the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to take place at the University Community Recreation Center here in Tampa.
Okay.
And I know that you've been talking with, or perhaps because it's going to be a fashion show that's going to take place, but we were talking about you trying to get some of the models to model some of your creations.
Mhm.
And I think those, especially those Mardi Gras masks, oh man, I think that will be an absolute showstopper if people can see some of that out there. I think your fashion, your creations are unique,
Thank you.
and that's what the Coffee Before Show is all about, is helping artists and entrepreneurs
Yeah.
get the necessary exposure that they need. And I think that if people can see some of your creations, that it will make a difference. I think you'll start becoming popular. I mean, I don't know if you want to be popular.
Give me a call, send me an email. You have an idea of something you have, an outfit, and you're like, I've been walking around looking for shoes, I haven't found any. Give me a call, and I'll hook you up.
Well, how can they reach you? What's the number that they can call you at?
813-362-5086.
Say it again in case they're looking for a pen.
813-362-5086.
And is there a website or email address they can contact you
They
at?
can send me an email at Mrs. L. Johnson 813, the numeral 813, at gmail.com.
Okay, now when you say Mrs., can you spell those letters out?
MRSL Johnson 813, the numbers, at gmail.com.
Okay, and so they'll be able to contact you, and they could place an order?
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you have a special event coming up, you have a fashion show that you would like to get some of her creations in your show, give her a call or shoot her an email.
Definitely.
So that she can become a part of it. Now, I would really love to see your stuff at that event, that upcoming event on August 24th for the multicultural event that's going to take place here in Tampa.
Yeah, if she gives me a call and lets me know,
we're going to put you in touch with some people. We're going to connect you with some folks. Okay. And if you're watching the show and you want some of her designs or creations in your show, make sure you contact her. Also, what we want to talk about also is some of the upcoming event that's going to take place here in the Bay Area. And I did mention the event that's going to take place on August the 24th, which is a fundraiser. And it's also a health fair screening. They're going to be giving away school supplies for the children. Parents, if your kids need anything for school, you need any type of checkup, you need your blood pressure checked, and you want to see the fashion show, make sure you come out to the University Community Recreation Center, which is located at 14013 North 22nd Street here in Tampa. Also, we have an event that's going to take place on September 21st. It's going to be a business expo. If you have a business and you're trying to get some exposure, or you need some funding, you need to know how to get some funding, you need to know how to set up a website, you just need to meet some people, you need to network, you need to come out to the business expo that's going to take place on September 21st, and that's going to be here in Tampa also, located at the Reagan Park, which is located on Lake and 15th. That's Reagan Park. And if you are not quite sure of this information or where these different locations are, you can shoot me an email here at the Coffee Before Show. That's coffeebeforefun@gmail.com. That's the word coffee, COFFEE, the letter B, the number 4, the word fun@gmail.com. Shoot me an email, or if you have a business and you want to come on the show, shoot me an email. We would love to have you on the show. Or if you know someone that has a business and they want to come on the show, shoot me an email, because each week we do feature different entrepreneurs. You can come to us, tell us about your product, your service, and share with the community. Now, let me ask you this, Ms. Angel. If you had one business tip or one suggestion you would like to leave with our viewers, what would that be?
My suggestion: get into business with something that you love, because that way regardless of whether you've had a bad day, a good day, everything you always works out. It will always work out in the end. As long as you're doing something that you love doing and you enjoy doing and you really have the heart for it, eventually it'll all work out in the end.
Yeah, because one thing I know about you, you are a hustler. You have
am.
two different things going. You have the tropical ice and you have your fashions.
Yes.
Okay. And see, and then me, I love people. So I love helping people. So let me help you. I want to help you. There's, like I said, if you have a business and you want to get some exposure, shoot me an email, coffeebeforefun@gmail.com. Also, if your church, your school, or your organization is trying to raise money and you don't have the funds that it takes, let the Coffee Before Fun money machine come out and help you at absolutely no cost to your organization. Shoot us an email, coffeebeforefun@gmail.com. And remember, tune in every Sunday right here at 4 o'clock and grab a pen and call a friend, because the Coffee Before show is here to help you win. I'll see you next week. Have a great week.